copying my story already.
You didn't tag me. Count. Tell me when you're ready, Juan.
I'm ready.
Oh shit. Do you want to do headphones or no headphones?
It's up to you, bro. You can do either or.
I'm with whatever, but most importantly, I'll take this picture after.
No worries.
Most importantly, just talk directly into the mic. Like you have to speak into it right here type shit.
Yep.
I mean, you don't have to kiss it, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
all right. Let us know when you're ready, Juan.
All right, we're ready. I'm going to bring it in or what?
Yeah, you got it.
All right, cool. What's up? Welcome to the Food Community Podcast. It's your boy, Rich Homie Juan. As usual, I got my host with me right here, LA Icon.
Hey there, guys.
And today we got a real special guest in the building. Everybody give it up for RockRollG.
What's up, food community?
There he is.
Do you want
There
us
he
to
is.
refer to you by your real name or RockRollG?
Herschel, RockRollG, whatever
I'm
you
gonna just
like.
call
bro.
you Rock.
Rock's cool.
Rock is
I might sound like I have a lisp saying Herschel or something like that.
Yeah, no, I get that a lot, man. You're good.
Before we move forward, I just want to thank him for bringing us this bottle of tequila that we have right in the middle. By
Casa del
Eva
Sol.
Longoria.
Shout out to Eva and her
What was
little
the name of that
pretty
brother?
ass.
Icon?
My wife isn't like, you know what I'm saying? Like pretty, like it's really hard for people to be prettier than my wife, but Eva, you're up there, boo.
He's getting in trouble for that one.
No, they
know,
definitely
right?
look alike. They look alike. It's not cap.
There you go.
So
I'm
what's
not
the
even
name of that?
joking.
Can we shout him out real quick? Because that was a real smooth tequila.
It's Casa del Sol, and it was actually pretty good. I'm usually a big time tequila hater, but like George Clooney's tequila, trash.
I haven't had it.
You've never had Casamigos?
Oh, is that his? Oh,
No way,
shit.
is
Okay,
it?
then I'm being put on. I didn't know that.
What about the Rocks tequila, Terramana?
Yes.
I like that one.
What's that?
smooth.
What's that one called?
Terramana? It's pretty good.
My favorite tequila is probably Siete
And it's the Rock.
Leguas. You ever had Siete Leguas?
What is that? The blue bottle or?
No, the blue bottle, the white and blue bottle with like the little Chinese shit.
Oh yeah.
That's Clase, which is cool. Clase or whatever this.
Oh, Clase Azul.
That's just
Yeah.
cool. And then 1942 is always dependable.
What about Kylie's 818?
I haven't had that one. And you know where my family's
Don't
from?
disrespect the valley like that.
Where I'm from, where my family's from, we're actually from Jalisco. So
Oh,
you know, the first time I ever got drunk was off of tequila at a quinceañera. You know what I mean?
That's where I discovered Siete Leguas. I was at I don't know what little crazy little bar. It was with a hotel that has all the flags outside. I don't know what hotel that is, but it's right next to it. It's a little bar, and they put me on. Are you how often have you gone to
To Mexico or
to Jalisco?
not as often as I'd like to, but that's my happy place. You
How
know, that's-
familiar are you with Guadalajara?
I love Guadalajara.
Have you ever been to La Barranca? The
Sounds
park?
familiar. I want to say I have.
It's at public park. It's cobblestones. So that night I drank a lot, and I was in like peak physical fitness, like I really
Oh
was.
hell yeah!
And
Cap.
they were talking about all right. We were talking about it, and the Theo was like, "You think you're in shape?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "All right, I'm gonna wake you up in the morning. We're gonna go on a hike." I was like, "I could lift. I don't know how well I'm gonna do on a hike." They're like, "You'll be good." I was like, "Good, I got wind." Hey dog, he woke me up. I think we only slept like 2 hours. He woke me up like at 6:30, and I went to La Barranca. And I'm gonna tell you right now, that shit brutal.
I bet, bro.
And I don't really drink like that. And I got drunk with those fools. And
What's
is
up
it?
with Mexican Theos and doing the hikes? Because I have a similar story like that too. Yeah,
I threw up on the hike and everything. He was like, "You're gonna be all right." I was like, "I don't think I'm gonna be all right." And have you ever been so drunk it's just like waterworks from everywhere?
Oh, definitely.
Okay, well that's how I felt, but clearly I couldn't take a shit in the wilderness of Guadalajara on a hiking trail. So I don't even know how I managed that, but I definitely threw up quite a bit.
Man, been there before.
What's one of your favorite memories from Guadalajara?
I feel like, I'm in my 30s, so, I remember life before the internet. So I used to go out there in the 90s and, I have children of my own. So I can't imagine, like, for example,
I'm going to say you're late 30s based on the shit you're saying. Cause
I know, right? Well,
I'm late 30s too.
I'm 35. Yeah, 35,
I'm
so,
37.
but I've always hung out with an older crowd and stuff like
Absolutely.
that. I feel like I've always been an old soul, but when I was a kid, we used to always get sent out to, we used to get flown out to Mexico. Like my parents would just send us off. No chaperone, no nothing.
Exactly.
They just throw us on a plane. We'd go to Mexico and we'd spend, summers out there. So for me, I feel like it's made me a part of who I am. And I swear, like every time I go back, it almost like it takes me back. It reminds me of who I am. So that's like one reason why, I love going out there. And and then my family too. I feel like what I'm doing too is bigger than myself. I think of like when I'm grinding, hustling, because not everybody gets the opportunity to be here in the States and grind, right? So I always think of like my primos out there, you know, and it's like I feel like I'm doing it not just for myself, but for my family. I'm doing it for that town, bro.
Also, when you go back, I just feel like you're much more grateful. You know what I mean?
100%.
And then when you come back, it just makes you want to go harder.
I agree. I agree. I think that's something very important. And I think that's why a lot of people, you know, need to step outside the U.S. You know, you hear a lot of people, like, especially out here, they've never even been to Vegas, you know? They've never been outside the States. So it's definitely important to see other cultures and other ways of life outside of California.
What's your favorite place in Jalisco?
The Pueblo where my family's from, really, you know, because it's all memories just walking down there. So, you know, drinking soda out the bag, you know, getting a bunch with the, you know, over there a few pesos and you'd be able to get a lot. But
that's not cap.
But yeah, I love it. I love it out there. Love it out there. Nothing's better than Southern California, though. I'll tell you that.
Facts. That's right. So let's start at the very beginning, my brother. Where did you grow up?
Born and raised in Orange County, California.
That's right.
Born and raised.
And how was it growing up over there?
It was cool. I mean,
did you live in the rough part? Did you live in middle class? Like, what was your household like your upbringing and stuff like that?
So it was a little bit of both. I feel like, you know, my parents struggled a lot when I was a kid. And then when I was not, you know, by 7, 8, 9, my parents had a house and it seemed like we were middle class. Everything was good.
That's cool.
But then they split. So then my mom became a single mother and that's when things got harder. And that's actually, I think, a reason why like I grind so hard too, is because I used to watch my mom grind, you know, take care of me and my siblings. We're 3 boys. So, yeah, I mean, you know, it was good, but yeah, my mom struggled a lot, and those are memories that are locked into my mind now, you know. So it definitely wasn't easy, you know. early on I started grinding. You know, I remember selling chips and candy at school, things like that. But I mean, yeah, I didn't have a lot of opportunities. I feel like I made those opportunities for myself as I got older, you know. I always had that mindset of like I just want to get older and I want to work, you know. I want to work. I want to help my mom, you know, be a
That's very honorable and nice.
Like that,
so did you get into any trouble as a kid?
You know what? I came at a time where my tios, my uncles, they were the ones that were getting in trouble. You know, so you know, in the early '90s, it was troublesome. You know, it's all time for gang banging, right?
Facts.
So I feel like for me, I watched my tios grow up, and they were always, you know, doing time, so they were always locked up. So for me, it was always something that I was told when I was a kid. You know, stay away from
like you don't need
trouble.
This.
You know, so I never really. I mean, I've always been around people that knew what's up. You know, my family knows what's up. So it's just one of those things where I can move around. I think that's what separates me from a lot of different people is that I could sit with a group of like homies, you know what I mean? And conversate. And I could also walk into a white collared office and pull that off, you know? So I'm one of those people where I can hop around. So
I like it. That's right. So then at what junction did you start liking art?
I've been doing art since as long as I could remember. Always, you know, as long as I could remember, I've always done art. I used to get awards for art. And tattooing, I feel like tattooing came to me at, let's take it back a little bit. My uncle was actually a tattoo artist. So my tío used to tattoo on the inside, and he was the artist that I used to look up to. And when the times that he was out, he'd be tattooing in my mom's kitchen. So I used to see those things, him tattooing other people. And it was one of those things where I used to just watch him and he inspired me. He was one of my biggest inspirations in art, but I never really thought I'd do it. You know, I never really thought I'd end up tattooing. It was just one of those things that, you know, later on came to me. So
when did you realize that tattooing was your passion?
I started getting tattooed at 16, and that's what lit up the spark. Like this is something I can do. I moved out of my mom's house when I was 16 and a half.
With tattoo money?
Say that again, with tattoo money?
Yeah.
No. I've always been working. So I got a job at like 14. Okay. So I've always been working. I always had a job, right? So yeah, I used, you know, my work money to basically move out. And yeah, I never went back home. I left at 16 and a half, and here we are. I never went back home. So I just, you know.
What was the reason out of moving out so young?
It was a lot of things going on. I'll be honest. A lot of it was my girlfriend at the time. Well, my girlfriend, she got kicked out of her house, right? Because we got each other's names tattooed. That was our first tattoos, bro. Believe it or not. She got my name tattooed. I got her name tattooed. Her parents found out. They kicked her out of the house. So, you know, that's my girlfriend. I ended up marrying her. So this is my wife today, right?
That's right.
Very nice.
Yeah. So, you know, we
beautiful.
have kids together and everything. But at the time, she got kicked out and it was like, I can't leave her alone. So I moved out, and then we stayed at her aunt's house for a little while, and then we got our own place. But it was one of those things where yeah, I had tattooing going on. I was always working and I was going to school too. So
How often are your suegros still with us?
yeah, they are.
Are your parents still with us?
They are.
So how often do you guys all chit chat about the very beginning stages of your guys' relationship and how you guys left the crib and
Yeah, no, I mean, we chit-chatted about it all the time. It's just one of those things where my mom says, like, oh, I thought you were going to come right back, right? You think, they're going to see the world and they're going to realize how hard it is. And yeah, it is hard,
Absolutely. But they weren't sure that you were going to conquer it the way you
definitely
have.
And then especially too, like when my mom found out I was tattooing, because my mom's perception of tattooing was negative, right?
Of
course. Cholos,
traditional,
partying,
Hispanic
trading.
family, yeah.
You know what I mean? So in the beginning, like it was hard for my mom to accept that I was going to tattoo. And fast forward, she's super proud of the things I've done now.
Course.
She refers me now, but in the beginning, they don't see that. You know what I mean?
No, they never do.
They don't see that. So
let me ask you this: what was your first tattoo ever?
It was
Not on your body,
but that you
shot.
Bro, so I used to work at KFC. I was working at a KFC drive-through, and one of my coworkers, Lalo, I tattooed him like after a shift, and I remember
You fucking tattooed the Colonel Sanders on it.
No, I need a Colonel Sanders tattoo.
Secret recipe?
Yeah. I got it. No, but I actually did a big tattoo. It was a last name on his back, and yeah,
your first tattoo.
The first tattoo, huge tattoo. And I lied to him. I was like, yo, I've done a few tattoos, and he believed it, and actually came out cool till this day. So
it's okay.
It's okay.
You didn't touch it up?
I haven't touched it.
Now that you're a bad dude?
I know, right? Yeah, I don't know where he's at. I hope, maybe he might see this, But
you're going to touch it up for free?
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Lifetime touch-ups for
100%.
free. For him, at least.
Yeah.
And damn, so it came out cool. So moving from there, what was your first tattoo gun? Say something crazy like the little battery powered.
Oh, I know, right? Well, that was, yeah.
With the guitar string?
Homemade machine. Yeah, with the guitar string. You sharpen it, right?
Nasty.
You get the tools. Yeah, with the
I'm
rotary.
familiar. Have you ever picked any tattoos? Just for...
I have picked a couple tattoos. Not on myself, though.
Oh, yeah, I would hope not. That shit's intense. All right. So then what age was that at when you did that first tattoo?
When I did the first tattoo, I'd say on a person. Yeah, I was like 16 and a half, 17, bro. Yeah, 17. I might have been 17 years old.
And from there, boom.
Boom. That's all I've been doing,
So talk to me about it. So you did your first tattoo, and then how did the legend spread from there?
I feel like I came in at a time where, again, I lived life before the internet, right? Mm-hmm. When I came into now to get into tattooing, it's so much easier now. You can
just an IG page
right now. You could be tattooing today, right? It wasn't like that before. When I got into tattooing, you needed to work at a tattoo shop. Like a lot of the suppliers, they wouldn't send you professional equipment. It had to be sent to a tattoo shop. Mm-hmm. Or if you went into to get supplies, they had to verify that you were in a shop. So back in the day, it was harder to get supplies. So I mean, for me,
that's sick.
Yeah, it was a lot. It was definitely a lot more difficult to get into it before. So,
and so, how did you pull it off? Or you went and worked at a shop?
Okay, so the way I pulled it off,
or you lied.
It's my journey. My journey in tattooing was I was just practicing on my own, learning self-taught. I was buying DVDs. Back then you had the magazines, right? Uh-huh. So I'd buy all the magazines, Urban Ink,
YouTube
Ink Mag. YouTube. There wasn't even
YouTube was not shit.
No, there not.
It is not what it is today.
Hell no. You could learn anything on YouTube.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah, not then. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we only got a 2-year age gap, so I know exactly what you're going through.
Exactly.
So you were on MySpace at the very least.
Bro, I've been using MySpace. Yeah, MySpace. I used it on Moco Space. Remember Moco Space?
I didn't go on Moco
Space.
You
remember that
one?
I was not.
Yeah. So I think for me, bro, I think that's something that separated me from like a lot of the tattoo artists at the time, because at that time it was like it was the older generation, right? And a lot of them, it was all word of mouth. They didn't use the internet. So bro, I was one of the first people to really start pushing promo videos. I tell people all the time, I was doing TikToks before TikTok.
Facts.
So I took advantage of the internet. Even before tattooing, I always did videos. So actually I have a passion of creating videos and just creating. I used to record on a camcorder VHS.
Sick.
So I had a love of creating videos and I tattoo. So what I do now today is a combination of both those things that I love. I love to create videos and I love tattoos, and it's like it's emerging of both. Mm-hmm. So, but I think that's something that separated me, and a lot of it was word of mouth. I always I look up to Mr. Cartoon. You guys know who Mr. Cartoon is, right?
Familiar.
That's like my legend. That's my Kobe. So he's somebody that when I first got into the tattoo game, my goal was to be the next generation Mr. Cartoon. He was tattooing 50 Cent,
The
Eminem,
legendary shit.
Everybody.
I'm
right?
very familiar
You
with
see what
that
I mean?
era because, like I
OG
said,
Abel,
the
all those
era
artists
was very
inspire me.
crazy.
100%. So for me, I was inspired by Mr. Cartoon, and I came into the tattoo game with the mentality of like, I'm gonna be the next cartoon. I'm gonna tattoo all these celebrities, and that was a mission of mine. So a lot of people think I got lucky or it was by chance. It was like, no, that the vision originally was to be a tattoo artist of the culture, to be a tattoo artist that caters to the entertainment industry. You know, so. Yeah, that's what I've been working towards.
Circling back to you posting on social media.
Yeah.
What percentage would you say your references come from social media?
Say it again?
Referrals?
Yeah, referrals.
Referrals?
Like,
I mean, I'm at a point now where I have too much work. I too much work. I pick and choose the work that I do now. A lot of it is from social media, but believe it or not, like I've had my cell phone for over 10 years and a lot of it's still word of mouth. There's a lot of people that have never even, they don't have an Instagram. They don't have social
even
media.
know. They just know that you shoot that
word
shit.
of mouth. Yeah. So it's, I think I have both, you know, it's
That's
social
right.
media with the word of mouth, you know?
yeah.
So a lot
But
of
it definitely helps though.
Oh, 100%.
And you would definitely encourage people to use social media to, any entrepreneur to use social media to generate, you know, income.
Yeah,
or generate
It
referrals.
doesn't matter what you're doing. You have to take advantage of the internet.
Absolutely.
So-
Let's circle back to that story because for some reason we skated away. How did you get your first tattoo equipment?
First tattoo equipment, there was this older tattoo artist that was a friend of my wife's family, a friend of the neighborhood
Because
there.
we can't get it by...
You can't get it.
Okay, let's go.
So I got the equipment from him. It was a homemade machine. He told me how to make the needles, and that's what I first started practicing on. And I practiced on grapefruits. I practiced on pigskin. I practiced on myself. So that's how I practiced early on. I got it. It was a gift from the tattoo artist that was tattooing me at the time. He gave us our first tattoos.
What was the first tattoo you tattooed on yourself?
I have a C on my thigh. Most tattoo artists, fun fact, they have their thighs tattooed. If you know a tattoo artist,
because they were tattooing.
Because you tattoo yourself or your legs, right? So
So what does C stand for?
Carrasco, that's my last name.
Awesome. That's dope. Okay, so now you got your homemade gun. You're on the run. How did that go? Let's talk about it.
Yeah, I had the homemade gun. I started tattooing a lot of friends and family. It's not hard to get people that want free tattoos.
Facts.
So, right? So I was tattooing people nonstop. I was working, I was working at KFC like I mentioned. So I'd, work all day and then I'd come home smelling like chicken late. I tattoo all night. So I used to pull the all-nighters. Pull all-nighter, tattoo all night, the next day go work, do the same thing the next day. And I did that for a lot of years. I tell people this all the time because, a lot of people, they start things and they quit, right? The first few years, I made no money, man. I made no money, but made no money. Then after a few years, I started making little profit. Like the money doesn't come till way later.
No, I understand.
Way later. So, I mean, if I was really just chasing money, I'd go do something else. You know what I mean?
So I want to tell you that I want to say it's like music, but in fact, tattooing is not like music. Art is art.
Yep.
And all art has a genre. So with that being said, what what type of tattooing is your style? Like, is it classical? Is it colorful? You know better than me. Is it portraits? Is it lasers?
You're right. There are a lot of styles.
Break that shit down.
And there's new styles even out today that weren't even around 5 years ago. I would say my style, even though I could do almost any type of tattoo that walks into my shop, but I would classify my style as Chicano black and gray. That's what I would classify it as, Chicano black and gray.
And would describe that.
Chicano black and gray is gray tones. Do you know the history of black and gray tones or black and gray tattooing?
Lay it on
So
us.
there's a documentary you guys have to watch. It's called what is it? Tattoo. What is it? Julio? Is it Tattoo Land? Tattoo Land, but it's a documentary, and it's hosted by Freddie Negretti. He actually was the legend in the game, black and gray tattoo artist. It actually started in the prison system, black and gray, because before black and gray tattooing, it was all traditional color tattoos. Mm-hmm. In the prison system, you couldn't get colors, so then you start getting creative with pigments, right? So that's when you start doing the black and grays, and even that type of tattooing, the black and gray with doing portraits. Chicano started that, bro. Black and gray is, we did that, at least that style, with the portraits. You didn't really see that. But this documentary covers it all, man. It's Freddie Negretti and Corey Miller. Those are all legends in the tattoo game, too.
So black and grays are good though.
Black and gray. I feel like the
but
West Coast is like a black and gray.
I feel that 100%. So then what exactly is Chicano black and gray then?
When I say Chicano black and gray is like the Mr. Cartoon where you get like the clouding filler, those black and gray tones, like the smoke, even the imagery itself, like payasas, all that type of art, angels, those are all like a lot of the images, like I have a Virgin Mary, things like that, like Cristos, like those are all the types of tattoos that I do. And it's funny, bro, because I tattoo all these like NBA players, rappers, and I'm giving them straight Chicano tattoos. I don't know if do you know YB Amir? Bro, he's got a full-on Chicana on his, he looks like a cholo. You know what I mean?
He got to like he's fucking Danny Trejo?
Like Danny Trejo, bro. It's not finished, but he's got
Shout
a
out Machete, the legend.
torso piece. It's a Chicana that he's got on him. But his
With a sombrero y todo? Or what?
I don't think it has a sombrero, but it's got the big hooves.
Oh,
It just
okay.
looks like a
Modern.
Chicana, bro. So, it's funny that I do these Chicano style tattoos. Even Almighty J, I gave him it's an Aztec like queen, and that's what he wanted. So
That's hard.
Yeah.
So what would you say? Because a lot of people say that, especially in the music industry, since that's what you dabble in as well. Well, you dabble in all entertainment, but we here deal with a lot of musicians. So would you say that, well, a lot of people say that we're influenced by the black culture, but what you're in fact saying right now is we are now influencing their culture with their art. And also with that being said, now they're getting, like you said, Chicano art, black and gray on them. They're also incorporating a lot more of our culture in their music videos and stuff like that. And have you seen a progression of that, like little by little, or is this something that just slapped out of nowhere?
I think 100%. I've seen the progression because you start seeing it all around the world. It's not just here, right?
Have you been to Japan?
No, that's
exactly.
That's on my list to go. And I hear that Japan, they love the Chicano culture.
I
So
think
you see
you're
that.
gonna
I heard
kill it over
Germany, all parts of the world where Chicano culture is big. And I think like. Because I grew up on oldies. Like, I didn't listen to rap, even though, like, I grew up at a time when even Pac was still playing.
That's right.
All the legends were playing. Like, I love all that music. But for me, it was like oldies and soul growing up. It's always been oldies and soul, funk. I got into
you're a
rap.
funk freak, low-key.
For sure. So for me, like, rap, it was till later on in life, and I went all the way back. And I love it all. But my heart and soul is oldies and soul for sure, bro.
What's your favorite oldies? Top 5 favorite oldies?
Oh, that's a tough one. I love like the Notations. I'm still here. I love You're Still a Young Man. Like those are some of my favorite songs.
Hey, fool, that's
like
tight.
It is,
Hey, we got some similar things.
So I love all that. And you guys know about the modern day soul, right? They call them soldies now. You guys know that?
Okay,
Soldies.
so like the Midnighters,
the Sinceres, like my favorite band
the
right now.
Lakesiders or something like that.
Lakesiders, all that. It's a whole new genre that's amazing because it sounds like it's from back then. Duran Jones and the Indications, that's my favorite band.
Mayor Hawthorne.
Oh, Mayor Hawthorne's been around, badass. I love Mayor Hawthorne.
Is it safe? I don't want to be wrong, but is it safe to say maybe he's one of the more popular ones that first came back out with the shit?
Definitely, yeah, because he's been around a long time. He was pushing
that
like
Broken Hearted one was the one that like kind of made the splash.
And even then, I feel like there was only a few that were doing it. So the timing was, I don't want to say bad, but he did it like almost too early, because now it's like so many bands now.
No, it's cracking now.
It's cracking, but I love that.
Lit.
I love that,
That's dope. So at what point did it click that maybe it was time for you to buy a shop of your own? Or did you work in any shops before you got your own?
I did actually. So I was tattooing out of my house for years. I was working, going to school, tattooing. And then I started using YouTube. So early on, I started putting out videos.
Sick.
And this new shop was opening in the city of Orange. It's called West Coast Inc. And somebody found me from that tattoo shop, right? One of the owner's brothers, he found me on YouTube, hit me up. Hey, we're opening up a new tattoo shop in Orange County. Are you interested in joining us? Went over there, and that's how I got into a tattoo shop. So early on, I saw like the power of the internet. You know what I mean? It was helping me get clients. It helped me get into a tattoo shop. And right away, I was like, okay, I'm gonna keep pushing this. I'm gonna keep using the internet, and that's how I got into a tattoo shop was through YouTube. So
that's pretty dope. And okay, so that's West Coast Inc. You're saying?
Yeah.
And how long were you there for?
I was actually there for about a year and a half.
Did they make you apprentice and all that stupid shit, or did you just go straight to it?
I did an apprentice. I jumped straight into tattooing. So
And what was a memorable tattoo and experience that you had there at West Coast?
Definitely. I had a lot of great experiences there. I met, the guy that's my closest thing to a mentor, my guy, Niz Carrillo. So I learned a lot from my mentor there.
Shout out Niz.
Shout out Niz. And one of those memories I feel like is what caused or what started a lot of like my career today is he introduced me to Britannia Ocampo.
I'm very familiar with Britannia and Mo and stuff
right?
like that.
Exactly. Yep. Shout out to Mo too. And so I introduced, do you know Oso by chance? Do you know what I'm talking about?
I want to tell you that I do.
Okay, you probably
if he was there from the gate, then yes.
He was, bro. You probably do know him.
Because, like I said, we're in the same age group, so that means we experienced them even get together
100%.
Originally. And Mo doing the 187 branding, clothing, all that shit.
At that time.
It was. And so I recall all of that. So it was right in that instance. So if Oso was there during then, then
he definitely was. Yeah. My guy Niz, he knew that group,
crowd,
that crowd. So he introduced me to all of them, and Britannia was like the one that got the ball rolling. That was basically the first celebrity, and she was just hot off of Love and Hip Hop, not Love and Hip Hop,
Flavor Flav.
One of those, right? Rock of Love.
It was Rock of Love. So I'm sorry, Britannia. Oh, my bad.
You remember those shows?
It was Brett Michaels, right?
Yeah, Brett Michaels.
I remember. Yeah. She wasn't as blasted as she was, but she was definitely like super cute and wholesome.
She was popular at the time, and I feel like at that time, even it still wasn't. I wasn't as consistent with work, and there was even how it is. You from high school, people start hating. They're like, "Oh, he's tattooing." I feel like after I tattooed her, everybody wanted to get tattooed after that, and I feel like that's what set it off, and got me tattooing a lot of celebrity clientele and stuff like that. So that's what got the ball rolling. That's a memorable moment that
was your first celebrity.
First celebrity.
So I got that question out of the way without even knowing I had to ask it. That's amazing. And then and let me ask you this: in your first year of tattooing in a shop, what was the most weirdest or the worst memory you have of tattooing in that shop? And I don't mean necessarily of staff or the building itself, but like just client-wise or some weird shit. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, you do see a lot of weird stuff at the shop. I mean, as far as that one, the worst thing I feel like that happened was,
at that shop.
Yeah, at that shop, I feel like it was the breaking up of the crew, because that was my first tattoo shop. I met my mentor there. I had all these other good friends that I became great friends with, working with them, and just like in a lot of things, right? The teams break up. So I feel like that was the worst when we all had to go our own way. And that's actually what sparked Pachuko Tattoo, is because everybody started going their own way and leaving. So a lot of us that were leaving at the time, it got resold to another owner. It's just falling apart. So then we all decided like, hey, why don't we open up a tattoo shop together? So then we went into the process of looking for a space, looking at the permits, looking at the process of it, right? And then everybody started like, oh, you know what? I found a spot, or backing out, right? Everybody just ended up finding a spot. And I was the one that was kind of left like, okay, do I go work for somebody? Do I open my own thing? And I decided on opening my own spot, and that was Pachuko Tattoo. But we started out small, though. We started out in a small 100 square foot studio. So we started out very small for the first year.
I used to get whatever tattoos I haven't gotten, like from home or jail or whatever. I have a good relationship with a gentleman at Latin Skulls.
Oh, yeah. Shout out to Latin Skulls.
So Juan, the owner's little brother, shot some of my best ink. And
that's cool.
I remember I would ask like, hey, so who are your competitors around here? And they mentioned your shop.
Really?
Yeah, not competitor like you're the op, but like someone that could possibly give you a run.
That's cool, man. See, and it's crazy because like sometimes you feel like you're not on people's radar, but you never know who's watching. You know what I mean?
And I think it was mostly how you came up, now that I'm actually recalling, is because you had YouTube videos and I had went to go shoot some YouTube content for them, or to create initial content for them.
Yeah, no, Land Schools, they've been around for a long time. A lot of greats have came out of that shop. I actually got my, it's called a Bloodborne Pathogen Certificate, and I went, me and the shop, we all did an in-person kind of like a class for that.
No, so I remember.
Land Schools, yeah.
And that was
a long time ago.
9 years ago?
For sure.
Because I remember when he first got that whole little section in his shop, because you're talking about we enter the door and it's to the left. That whole little scenario right there where you guys got to wash your utensils, etc. I remember when he even had that built.
Wow.
That was crazy because that was a tattoo station.
Yeah.
Prior.
Yeah. That's cool.
That's sick. So now why Pachuko Tattoo?
So Pachuko Tattoo is, I was inspired by Lowrider Tattoo, Goodfellas, tattoo shops like that. So for me coming into the game, I'm proud of who I am. I'm Mexican American. I feel like Chicanos are modern day Pachucos. And most importantly, I'm big on traditions, right? There's certain traditions that I want passed on. And I feel like being the Pachuco traditions, like our cross, our logo, it's been around since the 1930s. It's not necessarily my logo. Sure, it's our logo for the tattoo shop, but it's bigger than the shop. It's a cultural thing. Like you have grandmothers, great grandparents that have this Pachuco cross. So you know what I mean? That history, I want to pass all of those traditions. And let's get into that real quick. Like the cross itself, it has 3 points, right? Now, there's a lot of interpretation to those 3 points. One could be mi vida loca, right? That could be one. The other one could be the Holy Trinity, right? Which is the Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost. And then my interpretation of it is the 3 points is unity, pride, respect. So for me, those are the things that I want to pass on. And not only that, change like the perception of like Chicanos and Pachucos. Because, bro, if you Google Pachuco right now, it says that it's a gangster, a cholo, but it's like,
in fact, it's not.
It's definitely not. That's what we're perceived as. So I feel like for me, that's one of those things that while I'm here, I want to show us in a positive light. You know what I mean? And and inspire people. Because I was just telling my boy Julio is, when I was a kid, there wasn't a lot of Chicano artists that I looked up to. When I was a kid. So that's something that my whole part of my brand is the Si Se Puede, and that's something that I preach. And this is one of the first tattoos that I did on me. It's just a reminder to keep it going, right? So that's something that while I'm here, that's a part of my message, for the youth and anybody out there. It's never too late. It's never too late.
How many artists do you got coming in and going out?
Tattoo artist wise?
Yeah. Like, are you letting people do guest spots and stuff like that?
It's open, but I've lately I haven't had too many guest spots, and we're a tight group.
That's what I was gonna say. So how long have all the people that you've been with you?
The most, I'd say the longest right now is probably like 8-9 years. But the people that are there, they're there with me long term. I used to have crews of like 13, 14, but it's too many people. I've learned that when you have too many people involved, there's a lot of division that happens, Then it's like, then the group starts getting divided. And I feel like having a smaller, tighter group is easier to manage, and it's just less problems. And that's something that I've learned in the process, But the guys that I have, I don't, a lot of people want to come in, but it's one of those things where I don't really let a lot of people in, It's people that I know. So especially now more than ever. But hey, you never know though, you never know.
So you started from the crib, you went to West Coast, that fizzled out, and you started your own tattoo shop. How difficult was it, like starting it, getting it together, getting the equipment, acquiring the artists, shit like that?
It was tough. And I feel like if it wasn't for, I don't even think I mentioned, I worked during this time too. I had a sales job.
This entire time
I'm
you
working
worked?
full time. I'm working full time.
What were you doing?
I'm still working full time. I did construction sales. I used to sell masonry supplies, but I was a rep.
Cool.
Bro, so I was like suited up.
You were hitting the job sites, exactly.
Offices. And bro, it was hard to leave that because I was getting commission. I had a company vehicle.
You're killing it.
Company gas. Bro, if I could have not tattooed and made a great living off of that career, But ultimately, like, it's not what I love, If I wanted to just chase the money, I would have just stuck to that. I have friends that are still in that industry that are
killing it,
millionaires right now, And sure, I could have gone that route, but ultimately, I just chase what I love, and I feel like it might take a little longer, but I can still get it all. You know what I mean? All those things, the money, everything else that comes with it. But I'm definitely chasing more things that I love versus the money for sure.
Absolutely. So then, how did you get your core group initially?
It was through the internet. Friends, mutual friends, a lot of friends on the internet. I reached out to a lot of artists. I remember I've worked with artists that I just seen them on MySpace, and I'd reach out, hey, I'm opening up a shop over here. You interested in working? And a lot of people in Orange County, they started at my shop. A lot of first timers, they've gone on and opened up a lot of shops in the Orange County area. But a lot of people, we've been around like 14 years. So a lot of people have gotten started at Pachuco.
No, that's amazing. And so, who are some of your favorite artists that you've
today
had there? Well, before, in the beginning.
Yeah. So Mr. Cartoon, I looked up to Mr. Cartoon.
No. Some of your favorite artists that you had at your shop.
Oh, okay. That worked at the shop?
Yep.
There's a lot of talent that have gone through. There's this Other. Other, he used to be in a tagging crew, and I hope he's well. He's kind of fell off the radar. Super talented artist. You see a lot of these artists that come in and, either they're talented, but you see a lot of like, you know, the dark
Other
side
stuff,
of that, you know, either whether it's gangbanging, graffiti, wars, you know, and then you just get sucked into the life even though they're talented. So I've seen a lot of that, but Othra, those are people that stand out to me. Elvis Ramos, those are, you know, a lot of people that have worked at the shop. Those are some of the people that, I mean, there's so many. We've had, I can't even think of how many.
And your first year of business right there, tell me a horror story.
I feel horror story. So getting all the paperwork in the beginning was tough. So having to learn all that, right?
That's probably a pain in the ass.
Paperwork, health permits, right? Inspections. Those were all nightmares and learning. But hey, it was a learning experience. I feel like, you know, learning the business side of it took a lot of years. Because if it wasn't for me having my job, it would have been one of those projects that, because I was funny,
too rough. It would have been too rough.
It would have gone down under, bro. It would have gone down under. So thankfully, I had a backup that was funding, you know, the tattoo shop. So I mean, nightmares are just, you know, I could have been running it differently, business wise. You know, I was actually at a loss. It actually benefited more the artists that were there because it was like a super low rent. You know what I mean? And it just the way the system that I had was not so profitable. You know.
Tell me about some horror stories with some clients in your first year, brother.
All right. In the first year, I've had people have seizures. I've seen people pass out. I had, you know, especially in like the party, sometimes with tattooing, the guys that I used to work with, especially in tattooing, you know, they were party guys, you know, it was hectic at the shop, and I've seen people wild out there. We've had boyfriends come in and like, you know, searching for their girls, parents come in looking for their kids getting tattooed, you know, things like that. I've seen, you know, tattoo mistakes. I've seen, you know, people tattoos, things like that, misspelling tattoos. I mean, one of those tattoos that stands out. Do you know Renee Diff from Aqua? He's I'm a Barbie girl.
Okay.
You know that song? So Renee Diff, I knew Renee Diff through I don't know if you know Chucky Skywalker. He goes by Sergio Maldonado, but he does all of Nipsey's stuff. He's actually going to direct my project that we can get into shortly.
Oh, Sergio.
Yeah, Sergio. So I've known Sergio since back then. You know, when I first, in 2011, when we opened up the shop, he did my first promo videos. But Sergio had me go on to like a lot of sets, like music video sets, and I tattooed Renee Diff from Aqua. And he came into my tattoo shop and he wanted to get Hakuna Matata tattooed on his ribs. And so I, you know, he's from out of the country. There's a language barrier there, you know, communicating with him is tough. So I ended up doing Hakuna Matata and I'm done with it, tattooed it. He goes up to the mirror and then he realizes, hey man, it's misspelled. So that was one of those things where, bro, I panicked.
You misspelled it.
I misspelled it. Yeah, so I misspelled it, and that was one of those like freak out modes where, I was freaking out inside, man. I didn't know what to do, and I ended up fixing it, you know, but I did the best I could. But long story short,
how did you up?
Well, the spelling itself, I think I did it like in Spanish translate, Hakuna Matada with the D, you know, pendejo. It's supposed to be with the T, bro.
You're wild,
no, but check this out.
G.
I'm actually a great speller. Like I know, but I misspelled that. Hakuna Matata. Like who knows, you know? But hey, it's a lesson. You know.
You're crazy.
So I put a tattoo on.
You're never tattooing me, dick. I thought for sure you were gonna tell me one of your employees.
Me, bro. That was me. This was over 10 years ago. Hey, but you do something, it's a numbers game. We're not always gonna be perfect. You know what I mean? It's a numbers game, bro. Bro, we've even had parents where like I had this dude that he got his son's name. He wrote it out and everything. I tattooed it. He FaceTimes his girl, and then his girl's like, "Hey, it's actually misspelled." So you'd be surprised, like things like that really, really do happen.
What's a spot you said people pass out?
Yeah.
What's a location that you tattoo that people pass out on the most?
I think ribs are a sensitive area. Anywhere by the feet is sensitive. For me, my throat is a sensitive area.
A lot of people say the neck area.
The neck area is very sensitive. But I wouldn't even say like placement wise. I feel like it could be one of those things where if you're not rested, that's what we tell people to rest, right? Sleep before you tattoo. Excuse me, make sure you're hydrated, make sure you eat. Because I've seen tatted down dudes. I'll give you this quick story. So there was this one dude that came in, got a small tattoo on his forearm, blasted face done, old, you know, middle-aged guy, white guy, and he came in and he got this small tattoo and he was partying the night before. He skipped out on breakfast and he was getting the smallest tattoo, right?
Fell out.
Fell to the ground, started having a seizure, pissed his pants, and then he woke up like, what the hell happened? You know, so you know, this was a dude that had a lot of tattoos. So a lot of it's not necessarily the placement. It's just if you're not prepared like that, people underestimate it. You think, you know, there's a lot of trauma on your body. And that was a short session, but there's, you know, a lot of my clients, they're sitting for full days. They're sitting for, you know, an average day for me is like an 8-hour tattoo, you know, and that's tattoo time. That's not even breaking down, setting up, breaks, any of that. So, cause I'll do like full chest. I do full backs. I'll do small stuff. Don't get me wrong, but those are the types of sessions that, that people sit through. Have you seen people are getting put under like through anesthesia?
What?
Yeah. Yeah.
I felt disrespected right now. G.
Yeah. Yeah. It's an option there. It's not like,
So you could put someone under anesthesia and tat them up.
you can put somebody under, have 4 tattoo artists tattoo you. You wake up and you have a full back tat in a day. Yeah. Yeah, that's how Uzi got his. What is it? Dirk got his like that. A lot of these artists.
They got put under.
Yeah, Moneybag. They all got put under, bro.
Wow.
Yeah, and not to mention the anesthesia. I got a quote. I got a doctor. So the doctor quoted $1,500 to $2,000 per hour just for the anesthesia. It doesn't cover the tattoo cost. So you know what I mean? That's an expensive ass tattoo. So
Honestly, I don't know, dog, about that.
yeah, I mean,
I don't even want to go under to get a surgery.
Me either. Fuck that.
Let alone go under to just get tattooed. Take that shit like a champion.
I agree, bro. I agree. I'm not. It's there for if there's somebody that wants it, but I like the experience of going into a shop. You know, it's like going to a barber shop. You know what I mean? Chop it up. It's like I feel like for me, it's more than tattoos. I feel like I'm selling an experience. You know what I mean? If you get a tattoo from me, it's more than just bro. I'm creating content with it. You're in my YouTube and my vlog. You know, it's like a whole experience. Like the convos that we're having here, like you know, talking about life, business, goals, like things like that. Those are things that
fire shit like
that's
that
the
already.
stuff that I love. You know, talking with my clients, and now you know a lot of my clientele, they're business owners now. You know, so it's like it's cool because like I'm inspired by a lot of my clients, and it's like a mutual thing. You know.
I have a question no one's probably ever asked.
What's
me.
that? What's that?
How does your lady, considering that she's been with you from the very, very beginning, deal with not only your stardom, but all the hoes that want to pull up to the tattoo shop?
Bro, she hates it, man. She hates it. It's tough. It's one of those things where it's like a constant struggle, you know? Man, I'll be honest. I'll be full on transparent. A lot of times she wants me to quit tattooing, you know? She wants me to get into some other things.
You're the
know?
boss, babe. You could come home now.
Exactly. You know, so it's hard, but she doesn't get certain things. But it's cool though, bro, because like I feel like, you know, because she doesn't care. Like I tattoo, you know, a lot of celebrities and things like that. I do, you know, cool little things, but like to her, it's not a big deal. And I like that though. You know what I mean? I'd rather, you know, she's
Like,
always
oh,
been like
that's
that.
cool.
Money, things like that, don't impress her. Like she would honestly rather me be broke and not have anything and just spend more time with her, you know, which I get, you know, I understand. And that's something that as I've gotten older, I'm like juggling of work and personal time. That's the hardest struggle, you know, but more than ever.
And in
I've
the
taken more
beginning,
time
I'm
off.
sure you've. Now I'm sure you have.
I'm more
But in
time
the
off now.
beginning, I'm positive you skipped a gang of important,
Yes,
vital
bro.
shit.
Especially with my son, my firstborn.
I
But even
completely
though
understand.
we're doing it for them, right? We're doing it
Absolutely.
for them. And it's one of those things where early on there was some sacrifices. Now that, you know, years have gone by, I do take a lot more time off. Now
Mando.
I'm in a good place now. But yeah, bro, there was all those sacrifices that came with, you know, being gone at work and just grinding and trying to build something, you know? So, I mean, you know, she does have her, you know, don't get me wrong. She supports me. She loves what I do and, you know, where it's going. But yeah, there are some days where it's harder than others.
I'm gonna need you right now to go ahead and describe one of those hard days
Hard days of
her f***ing on you.
man, I mean,
Tell me that she pulled up and you're tattooing some girl's little coochie or something like
bro,
that.
I have the worst luck, man. Like I have the worst luck. I don't even really tattoo a lot of hot girls, right? But yeah, oh yeah. A lot of my clientele, they're dudes, right? But no, I've seen it, bro. Yeah, she's walked in at the worst possible time, you know, and it's just awkward, you know, and I dealt with it after. So
Your lady hasn't tripped on any clients?
oh, for sure, 100%.
Has she took off on any of them?
Close to.
Because you stopped her.
And she will, bro. She will, man.
No, I'm
She'll-
positive
what
she
I mean?
will. She's protecting the bag, fool.
100%. She definitely will. Yeah, no, but that's something that, you know, I've learned, especially, you know, I've gotten older and stuff. I feel like, you know, the things that I want now are differently. You know, I've gotten to see that, like, bro, nothing's better than family and just, you know, what I'm having. Bro, there's nothing out there. You know, you think of like, I always felt like, you know, in my 20s, I was missing out on things, but bro, you're not missing out on anything, man. Life, you know, life with the fam and, you know, things like that is the best, bro. Nothing beats that, man.
Yeah, because at the end, I think that's something that a lot of people are going to regret not embracing and cherishing in the end.
Definitely.
Like for me, even like I was saying, like I could completely relate as far as like the early on sacrifices. And as soon as you said, well, my first son, I was like, ain't that
Yeah.
about a bitch? It's like that,
100%.
though. But I'm sure Well, he was too young. That motherfucker don't remember. You know what I'm saying? But how old were you when you had your baby? Your first
I
baby?
was in like my early 20s. My son's 13. That's what I'm saying. My son's 13. I have a daughter. She's 7, and we're in the process of adopting our third. We have a foster son.
Oh,
so
shit.
we have a foster son at home. We took him in at 2 weeks, and
That's crazy.
he's 13 months now. So we're in the process of adopting him, and I think we're done after that. I'm gonna get clipped, man.
Don't do that. Hey, if you don't mind me asking, how did you go about that? Adopting the baby?
Yeah, no. So okay,
Or you know.
Yeah. So the way it happened is this is actually a family member. So this is actually my wife's nephew. So he's blood related to my wife. The mom's lost, bro. She has several kids, and
It's your cuñada or what?
Cuñada, that's her mom's. That's her tia. So that's her mom's sister. Her mom's sister.
Okay. So what's her tia? Okay,
Yeah,
I got you.
that's her tia. So the tia, she's lost, bro. She doesn't care for any of her kids. And if nobody stepped in to take care of this, we didn't even know that she was pregnant, bro. She didn't take care of herself. We didn't even know she was pregnant. One day we just got a call that she had a baby. And it was one of those things where other family members already care for the other children, and if we didn't take him in, he was going to get taken into the system.
Yeah.
But so we ended up taking him in, and it was something that like our life changed from one day to the next. You know, we didn't know we were going to have a baby, and that completely changed our lives. But I definitely think it changed it for the better. You know, he brings like a lot of like happiness into our life. It's one of those things that I feel like he was meant to be with us. You know what I mean?
That's
so
very nice.
You know, yeah, we love having him. That's my son. I just got his name tattooed too. So
I think that's very honorable.
yeah, I
of you, by
appreciate
the
that.
way.
Appreciate that.
Seriously.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
Does the tia ever pop out, or she's gone with the wind?
She's gone. Yeah, she's
So
gone.
technically, I mean, that's your guys' baby.
We're all he knows.
But
bro.
biologically, that's your lady's primo.
Yes.
That's nice.
Yeah, we're all he knows.
That's amazing. Well, there's that. That's thick. You laid that shit on pretty thick right now. That's pretty
Man.
crazy. Yeah, I like heartfelt stuff, and that's just sad to hear. But I mean, it's also happy that he's able
Definitely.
to come into a nice home. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, definitely. I feel like, and it's crazy because, you know, after we took him in, all these like great things started happening. You know,
Blessings,
it's crazy.
baby.
Yeah, and it really is. It's been blessings since then. But yeah, he definitely has been a blessing.
that's very dope. So, all right, now your tattoo shop is up and running. Shit's going great. What now? Like,
So I start focusing on, okay, let's start doing more videos on the internet. Let's start getting more artists. So I start tattooing a lot of the underground rap scene, right?
Dope.
I think you know Reverie, right? So
I know Rev.
I tattooed Reverie, Self-Provoke. Fora was one of my biggest clients at the time. Actually, I feel like I owe him a lot because I got a big boost from, like, I was working closely with the
'Cause he
Yours Truly
posted you.
team.
Yep.
Oh yeah, constantly. Like it was more like.
what year is this? Because
This is like 2014, 2015.
So then you've met, I suppose. and
Oh
then-
yeah. I tattooed, I suppose.
Okay,
all
so
those people.
during that junction, I was with, I suppose, and Fora doing their tours.
Really?
Like I was rapping with those fools and
Okay,
doing all
okay.
of that shit. So that was pretty dope back
Oh,
then.
and I'm sure I've seen you on the flyers and stuff too, because I was telling you I've seen your stuff for years.
No, yeah, absolutely. I was surprised that you even knew who the was. That's tight.
Yeah, nah. Bro,
I mean,
I'm telling
the clout hasn't got to my head yet. But long story short, yeah, though that crowd, that core group right there, anyone that was involved with that, up.
Definitely.
'Cause-
So I feel like I got a big boost from working with
So
Fora.
yeah, because Fora's, I mean, he's the man still. I think.
Definitely,
Right?
definitely.
Who else do you guys got, or who else do you got on your client list?
client
of
list?
popping ass fools.
I mean, I've tattooed, and that's the thing too, is like, I don't want to just like, in the beginning, it went from underground rap to more of a mainstream rap. And then after that, it was like, okay, I want to tattoo internet personality, Spanish artist, internet personality, a little bit of everything. So I feel like after that, I started, so it went from underground to, then I started tattooing Texas artists like Trill Sammy, Daiso. I don't know if you know who they are.
A little bit,
So I
yeah.
got a little boost from working with them, and I met like Funk Volume. So I'm working with like
That's
Dizzy
dope. Hopster,
Wright,
you got everyone.
Hobson. I'm working with all those guys, and again, it was like a snowball effect. And I started tattooing like influencers, people that were big on Facebook. This was before IG.
Of course.
So people that were getting millions of views and followers on Facebook, I was tattooing all of them. And then Instagram comes around, and I start. I feel like, okay, I'm tattooing celebrities. I start doing other things outside the box. I always want to do things that are outside the box, right? So I start tattooing people like in public. I start doing viral, like World Star style videos. So I started doing these videos where I go to like Disneyland, tattoo at Disneyland. I go to the Staples Center, I tattoo
I
at
think I
Staples
saw
Center.
the Disney one.
So a Gucci store, like there's a lot of videos that were reposted by World Star. All these like accounts were sharing my stuff, Shade Room, and like I feel like that's what gave me a boost, and it showed me like, okay, I can create these videos as content, and so I start pushing out videos, and I feel like that's what started changing everything. Yeah, I put out videos, viral videos on the internet, and I feel like okay, let's go to the pandemic.
Let me stop you there. Before this pandemic,
Go ahead.
tell me how you snuck a tattoo machine into Disneyland.
Yeah,
You
that's
hooped
part of the
it?
magic, bro.
Did you hoop it? Do you know what hooping is?
Yeah.
Did
no,
you?
No, definitely not. I'll tell you guys here. I haven't told anybody. Oh, I'll tell you guys right now.
Exclusive.
So exclusive. No, for real. Because everybody always asks me, and I'm like, it's like magic, you know? It's like a magician. You don't share your secrets, right?
You just put it in the stroller, huh?
No. So, okay. So the way I snuck it in, this was a 3-person operation. The way tattoo machines are is you can break them apart.
Of course.
So you break them apart. I separated everything into 3 parts. Even the needles now, they're not long bar needles anymore. They're small cartridges. They don't even look like tattoo needles. So everything was separated into 3 parts and mixed in with photography equipment, art supplies. And once in, you put everything back together. So that's how, no problem. It was almost too easy. It was almost too easy. So that's how I ended up doing it.
Did you get banned?
That was fake, but I just spiced it up. I actually have not gotten banned from anywhere, and that's just something to spice up my videos. I've never gotten banned from anywhere, but because I'm always in and out. I did the tattoo.
So you're a capper. You're a capper.
I mean, there's a lot of capping on the internet. Just spicing up my videos. You know what I mean? Spicing it up.
I'm just. That's tight.
Yeah.
So I'm familiar with the video, but I didn't. Not to be a dick, I didn't like study it. So what did you tattoo and on whom?
So wherever I go, I'll do a tattoo that goes on theme with what I'm doing. So this
you
was
did a Disney one.
Yeah, I did a Disney tattoo, and it was on my prima. So she went in there with me. She got the tattoo. So everything is.
Did you get it all off?
Yeah.
I mean, as in you completed.
Oh
it.
Yeah. Everything was done. Everything was done, in and out.
And you didn't get caught.
I didn't get caught. I thought I was gonna get like a letter in the mail by Disney or something.
No, I mean, if you would have done something else other than, well, what was the tattoo actually?
It was just the silhouette of Mickey. You're right. If it would have been some,
if it was non-Mickey or Friends related, definitely not.
I agree.
Or if it was a or something like that, and he got a big ass Goofy for his name, that would have been nah. But so have you been caught doing any of these?
The only time they ever gave us any trouble was at the Gucci store.
Oh, well, that's way more close quarters.
And you can't film in there, right? So, yeah, that was...
But you were with your cell phone or you were with a camera?
No, it was cell phone. Yeah.
Oh, that's dope.
So we were able to, I don't think they really knew what was going on because I did the tattoo in there, but they didn't... I don't know what they
What did you do? The Gucci logo? The double G?
Logo. Exactly.
Okay.
I did the Gucci logo.
Who was that on?
This homie Mike Grape, that he's got a lot of like viral tattoos that I've done on him. Like he's got like little portraits of like different rappers and like I did a 6ix9ine tattoo on him.
Micro portraits?
Yeah, micro
Was
portraits.
the 6ix9ine tattoo pre or post tattletaling?
Pre. I worked with 6ix9ine pre going to prison.
How did that come about?
So I remember when 6ix9ine, I was actually, I've always been onto music, even at my age right now, I'll know who the new artists are, right? So I've always been up to date, kind of knew. 6ix9ine was already on my radar because I heard of Trippy early on. My homie was a videographer and he was like, yo, you got to get on Trippy. So I was on Trippy early on, right? And just watching him, I wanted to tattoo 6ix9ine. So as as an outsider watching him, it got me excited because I seen this Mexican dude that was repping.
Pause.
I thought that was I seen this Mexican dude that was repping and I wanted to work on him. Then polls came out, right? Then he's skyrocketing. I used to hit him up. I used to send him DMs when he didn't have that many followers and I still would not get a DM back, So it was on my mission. Like if you were to ask me that year, this was 2017, Herschel, who do you want to tattoo? And I would have told you 6ix9ine. Easy. That was the #1 artist that I wanted to tattoo that year. So the way it came about is a lot of times people always ask me, how do you get to artists, right? There's a lot of avenues that you can take, right? Sometimes you can meet an artist direct, right? I'm sure straight DM, easy as that. Sometimes you got to go through management, right? You got to go through a middle person to get to them because sometimes they don't even deal with DMs or things like that. Or there's other ways, like for example, the way I got into 6ix9ine was I knew who the whole camp was, right? A lot of the people he was rolling with. So actually I met some of his people, his videographers, Trife Drew, William Asher. So I met with them early on, tattooed them. This was not even no 6ix9ine involved. So I tattooed with them and I feel like I gained trust and built a relationship. And that's another thing too is like, the things that I do, I do plan. I want to build real relationships with people, If it's meant to be, it's meant to be, Like you don't force anything either. But that's my goal. When I work with people, it's more than just like a client, So anyways, I got cool with them. And I actually gave them this like prosthetic hand that I tattooed. And I was like, hey, could you get this to him sort of thing? Bro, 6ix9ine ended up posting that, tagged me on it, right?
Boom.
My shit was going crazy, and I got tagged the same day. And YBN and Amir was blowing up at that time. They both tagged me that same day, and I feel like that was like the highest like follower count like in a day that I got. You know, it was jumping, you know, thousands and thousands of followers or whatever. And I feel like that's how I built up the following that I have on IG is an accumulation of like shout outs and people sharing me. You know what I mean? Like
Which you totally
like tagging.
deserve. It's not like you didn't earn them.
Yeah.
You know
no,
what
I
I'm
appreciate
saying?
that. Yeah, I appreciate that. And that's how, you know,
Because your shit could have been trash.
True. But he tagged me, and I feel like after that, like I was on his radar. And then he came out here. He did his first show out here in Orange County at the Observatory.
Sick.
I went to the show, and in my mind, I'm always like, okay, Observatory, I've been there before. I've been backstage. This show, you cannot get back. You know how it is, right? Bro, that day.
You try to go to the side gate?
Exactly. You could get in. No, this time around, security was like the highest I've ever seen it. Like I've seen even big people in there trying to get in the back, and they weren't even letting them in. So in my mind, it was like, I'm going to go check out the show. Maybe I can get in. Maybe William's going to be there. Trife Drew's going to be there. And that could be my way into meeting 6ix9ine.
You're like, hey guys, I'm here.
Yeah, what's up? I got my tattoo stuff, you know?
Haha.
But yeah, so that didn't happen. I just went over, watched the show, and I ended up seeing that he was still out here, and I sent him a DM on a Sunday. I had the show was on Thursday. I sent him a DM on Sunday. He gets back to me right away. He's like, "What's your number?" And this was the first DM he ever hit me back. He calls me within a few minutes, and I see the New York number on my phone, right? And I answer him. He's like, "Hey, what's up? It's 6ix9ine," you know, in that voice. And I'm like, "Oh, what's up, man?" And he's like, "Hey, he wanted me to pull up that day." And that day, it was Sunday, I couldn't do it. As much as I wanted to, I had some things going on, I couldn't do it. So then I tell him like, hey, are you available tomorrow? Tomorrow comes, we set up a time. You know how that goes, bro. Sometimes you meet with artists. I'm sure with interviews, you guys are having that. Schedule something, it doesn't go through, right? So that's what ended up happening that following Monday. I drove out here to LA. I was ready. Had all my stuff ready to tattoo him. I was just ready for him to give me the address. I'm there. I never got that address. So I'm thinking that was it. I blew my chance. I should have just gone on Sunday. It's not going to happen. Wednesday comes around, I'm tattooing, and I'm about to start a tattoo, and I see him calling me, and I'm there with my boy Mike Grape, right? And he's a big fan. He had a tattoo of him at that time, and I show him like, hey, bro, and I show him the phone, and then he's like, answer that shit, and I'm in the middle of a tattoo. In my mind, I was like, I know he wants to get tattooed. I got to do this tat. I ended up taking the call, and he asked me to pull up. And I ended up talking to my client, and I ended up going that night. And this was a Wednesday. I tattooed him in Beverly Hills. He had security guards everywhere.
Did you finish your client's tattoo before you left?
No, we actually hadn't even started it. So I told her.
Perfect.
No, I told her, and this was a regular client of mine. I told her, hey, listen, I have something going on. You know, I don't do this. I don't. And I'm like, I hate to reschedule, but if you come tomorrow, I'll take care of you. I'll discount your tattoo, which I did. I ended up finishing her tattoo the next day. Gave her a nice discount on the tattoo, you know, for that. But I ended up running it. And yeah, I went to Beverly Hills, tattooed him. And Sunday, he got picked up by the feds, and he went into prison with his tattoo still healing. It was still peeling.
Because you shot this one.
Yeah, I did that. I did some cover-ups on the side, and I did some of the cover-up on his forehead. But it was all face tattoos that I went over there for.
I have this fool left. Hey, quick question.
Huh.
Was 6ix9ine already was 6ix9ine cooperating with law enforcement before he got picked up? Or did he get picked up and then started cooperating?
Yeah, he got
thought-
picked up and then.
Yeah. I think that's what happened too.
Did he look like he was going to tell when you were tattooing him?
I know, right? Nah, man. I mean, honestly, in my personal experience that day, he was chill. You know, it was cool experience. Like he ended up texting me the next day, you know, thank you. He even apologized because,
Very nice boy.
you know, yeah, he was actually, I was surprised, you know, and I meet a lot of people, you know how some people are, you know, so he went out of his way to send me a text the next day. And cause he was, I have this funny video that's like viral on the internet. And it's this, there's a story that I have with 6ix9ine where I forgot I was supposed to take tattoo numbing cream because I use tattoo numbing cream for most of my clients. And long story short, I forgot the numbing cream and I ended up faking it. I made him think that I had it and I applied it. And it wasn't even real numbing cream.
Analyst.
I know, bro. I was hoping for the placebo effect. You know what I mean?
Did it work?
It happens sometimes. No, it did not work. He was in a lot of pain. He was squirming. And
For this one?
Yeah, no, he was in pain.
For this?
He was in pain. Yeah, a lot of times people say face tattoos don't hurt, but he was in pain for that one.
Unique.
Yeah, he was in pain for that one. But yeah, that was the story. I forgot the numbing cream and I just ended up tattooing him. But you know, then I see him get picked up and you know.
Did you
that's a
bring
whole
your
different
tattoo
thing.
stuff today?
I did not. I almost did though. Yeah, I almost did. Next time I'll come back, bro. We do something, you know. Even if you guys want to do more segments or other little things, we could do something.
Oh, don't
like
say that. We'll do that.
Yeah.
All right. So then 6ix9ine, the 6ix9ine saga, and he got picked up the next day. That's pretty intense.
Yeah, so I just got to watch him, to see everything go downhill after that.
Who's one of your? Let's do this.
Yeah.
Who's the best experience? What's the best experience you've had with a celebrity tattoo?
I feel like tattooing NBA players is always like a better experience than tattooing like rappers and things like that.
Name the best experience.
Best
Wait, hold up.
experience?
Why? Because why?
Kyle Kuzma, for example, like he's one of my regular clients. I tattooed him as soon as he was like a rookie out here with the Lakers.
Sick.
Bro, I'm tattooing with like a nice view. He takes care of us. Like he pays us well. You know what I mean? Like he's got the chef is feeding us too. So it's like things like that. Like, I
chef.
Yeah, but I seek like opportunities that money can't buy, and it's like, bro, like he'll give me, I've gotten tickets to the Lakers with like the family and friends. So those are like really like amazing experience where you're appreciated, you're taken care of, like, hospitality wise and like financially. So it just like, those are amazing experiences, bro,
So you're saying Kyle Kuzma's been your best.
I have tight relationships with like Kyle, like the Ball brothers. Like I have great relationship with,
right.
all the brothers. So they're great people. The YBN, like I met them as soon as they got to LA. So like Namir, I'm actually have a real relationship with Namir,
That's dope.
Almighty J. Because there's like people that you meet. Like I didn't really like click with like Trippie Redd, for example. You know what I mean?
Like
so
you did your guys' thing. It was all love.
Yeah, and that's it.
And that's cool.
That's it, and that's fine. That's
Yeah.
fine. Like I said earlier, you're not always gonna click with everybody. Sometimes it is what it is. But I've had some good experiences. Like I'm a big fan of like Moneybagg Yo. I tattooed him. There's
dope.
a few people that I've gotten nervous around, and Moneybagg Yo was one of those that like I definitely felt like nervous meeting him, and I did a few tattoos on his ribs. I met T Grizzly the same day.
Dope.
So those are like experiences that again, that money can't buy, and I just ultimately, like, I'm a storyteller, and these are all stories that I love to share, and that while I'm here, I'm going to share a lot of my experiences and those stories. My goal is I save a lot of my stencils, so I have the Brooklyn 6ix9ine stencil, I have the Moneybagg Yo stencils, like the LaMelo Ball, I have all those stencils. So my vision is to one day I'm gonna
do an art show.
Do a book.
Oh, a book.
Or the art show is another great idea, and display and show those
10%,
stencils
let me
too.
know.
100%. So those are, I'm always like legacy thinking, you know what I mean? Like while we're here as artists, right? I'm sure you agree too. While we're here, it's like you wanna be remembered, bro.
Facts.
And my tattoos are gonna go, but like that's why video creation and this stuff is beautiful, because
It
we may
could
be
outlast
gone,
us.
but this is gonna be around forever. So.
Before we go anywhere else, I need to know who the worst celebrity experience was.
Trippie, working with Trippie's not fun, man.
Damn, fool! I thought you said it was cool.
No, I said it was all right. I said we didn't really like,
Click.
I'm not the tightest with him, but like, those types of experiences weren't that fun.
Say why.
I don't know, man. I just feel like, and I get it, I just feel like we couldn't make a connection, and everything is like real, like non-personal. I feel like
It's cold.
Yeah, it's cold, super cold. Like you don't even get a thank you, you know what I mean? Which I get.
Not even a thank you?
Not even a thank you,
What about tip? A little over.
Nah, not even a little over. It's all right. Yeah.
Delicious. I thought I was a cheap bastard.
Yeah, I know. At the end of the day, bro, like I don't expect anything from anybody.
Is that the worst? That's not the worst.
That
That just
like
seems
that.
that just seems non-personal.
Yeah.
What's the worst?
Let's see here. I've gone to artists and so I've had plenty of countless experience where that's why I don't get excited, where I talk to people all the time on DMs and we might schedule something and I don't get excited anymore until it happens, because you get a lot of people that bail on you. So those are like bad experiences where I drive somewhere, sometimes multiple times. It's just how bad you want to work with this person. Are you willing to, you know what I mean? Make that
Go
sacrifice,
through the bullshit.
I'm at a point now where like I have so much demand like for the work, and especially from like celebrity clientele, that it's like I'm not really running things as fast as I did before. I feel like now I'm at a place where I could kind of pick and choose the work that I want to do now, and especially like with clients too. So that's been cool, but definitely early on, like, yeah, man, I had a lot of people, that would give me addresses.
Who's the biggest flaker?
Biggest flaker?
You don't want to
Maxo
say.
Cream. I still haven't tattooed him, but yeah, there's been a few times where, we
What's a
scheduled
few?
something 3 times,
That's a lot of times to flake.
Yeah.
Like, hey, come through.
Yeah.
G, for sure.
So that's somebody that's flaked it a lot. And you know how it is, bro. Dealing with rappers, like, it's not one of those things where when rappers want to get tattooed, they want to get tattooed today, bro.
No,
They're
right
not
now.
hitting you right now. It could be 12 a.m., 1 a.m. They want it right now.
I want to get tattooed. Who do you know the tattoos? Oh, the homie from Pachuko. Okay, call that fool.
Boom, right now. And I think that's one of the hardest things
You're
because
right there mid lullaby with the baby and shit.
yeah. You know what I mean? So
I feel it.
It's hard to schedule something. Hey, what are you doing on the 23rd? Are you available? And it's like, nah, bro. They don't know what they're going to be doing on the 23rd. I feel like they live it day by day. And that's why I feel like athletes are more disciplined. You know, they're on a structure.
They have a very particular
schedule. So it's
schedule.
like, bro, they'll want to start early. Rappers want to tattoo late, you know. Athletes, they want to start early. So that's kind of what I'm on too. I've done plenty of like the all-nighters, the late-nighters, you know, things like that. So, but yeah, man, I mean, it's been great meeting people. Can I talk about the pandemic real quick?
Absolutely.
For sure. So I feel like I did want to share because early on, I feel like a lot of people followed me because they wanted to see who I was tattooing. That was like my following that I had on Instagram, right? Pandemic comes, I started doing TikToks. TikTok is, I feel like, what changed that's actually my biggest platform is TikTok. So I started doing TikToks and I started experiencing like growth and like cool videos on there. And I started creating content outside of like tattooing and who I was tattooing. I feel like TikTok is what opened people to finding me for me, not who I was tattooing. And I think that's, you know, recognizing your audiences too. I feel like the audience that's on TikTok, they follow me for me. They don't care what you're doing on TikTok. They follow you just for, you know, if it's something that's gonna,
they're into you.
You know what I mean? Like, it is like that. So I think that's like one difference comparing TikTok and Instagram. And I've been trying to push YouTube too. Facebook, believe it or not, Facebook is booming.
And Facebook
Reels?
will pay the bread too.
Oh, the monetization is done. But I'll share something. I actually bought my first house because of Facebook. You know, I did well on Facebook, and yeah, that's how I was able to buy my first house was Meta. You know,
Shout out to the Meta chat.
yeah, and that's also something that I want to show. You know, tattoo artists, like you can still tattoo, but you could do other things also, right?
What was your biggest viral video on TikTok? Or the first? Fuck the biggest. What was the
viral?
first?
I feel like tattooing in public. Those were my first viral videos. Yeah. I mean, like I remember my first viral Instagram. I tattooed on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, and I remember getting like 300,000 views in like an hour. And I've never experienced that. You know, I think my highest viewed video was like, you know, maybe 25,000 or something. So that was like my first experience. But I mean, I have, you know, videos that do well on like all apps. On Facebook, I have a video that has 85 million views, and it's me tattooing a hot dog, believe it or not. So it's like, you don't see that every day, right? And that's what I'm trying to share, bro.
What'd
like,
you tattoo the hot dog on?
Oh, because I'm actually demonstrating. I'm demonstrating how a needle goes into, so it's an informative video.
Oh.
So, and it just, yeah, so it went crazy.
So you are the Glizzy King.
I'm the Glizzy King, for sure, for
That's
sure.
just crazy.
But, you know, also like, you know, a lot of tattoo artists, they want to, you know, get brand deals because I'm also trying to be like an internet personality,
Of
not
course,
just tattoos.
yeah.
So I'm chasing those brand deals. I'm chasing those corporate deals. A lot of artists are chasing like the tattoo brands. They want to get sponsored by tattoo products. Me, bro, I'm trying to get a Target deal, you know? I'm trying to get a McDonald's deal, like the
Thinking bigger.
You know what I mean? The bigger deals, not the small tattoo stuff. Like I want to do the bigger deals. And last year I got to work with like Rockstar, Victoria Beer,
Sick.
you know, different like brands. And so it's the ball is in motion too.
So you did that Victoria commercial?
Yeah, not a commercial, but it was like they paid me for some video work. So
Oh,
it was like
that's
it was a
dope.
campaign
That's
deal.
dope, that's
so
dope.
things like that, you know. So I'm like getting to work with like, you know, brands that, you know, that I enjoy or brands that I'm a fan of. Same thing with like, you know, we were talking about Eva Longoria and her tequila.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to them. I do want to talk, you know, a little bit about TikTok. I'm a TikTok creator partner, so I work closely with TikTok. And so my project that I've been working on is basically my album. You know, I'm an artist. I've been working on this project for about a year, and TikTok and Macro, they're basically giving me $50,000 to work on my dream project. And my dream project is I'm working on a pilot for a TV show that I want to pitch. Sergio's going to be directing it.
Sick.
And we
That
have
shit
a
gave me
long
the chills
history.
right now, no cap.
Oh man, thank you, bro. And see, that's how we know we're on
Like,
track.
no cap.
If you feel that, those are signs, bro.
Dreams are happening.
Dang,
Dreams are
icon.
being funded, fool.
Yeah, man. See, I
That's
appreciate
amazing.
that. I love that energy, man.
No, really. That's amazing.
Thank you, bro. Thank you.
And shout out to TikTok for shooting the bag to a homie.
Yeah,
That's epic.
So I've been working on this project, and yeah, I can't wait to put it out there and get it picked up by, you know, streaming service.
Are you able to say what the project's about?
So it's basically, yes, I can. So I actually have a series on YouTube called The Hit List, and we're on season 3 right now. You can see episodes with like Blueface, Duno's on there. A lot of, you know.
What did that little bastard get?
Oh, I did the Dodger Stadium on him. I don't know if
Damn, Vato.
but I have these. I have an existing series on YouTube right now, and it's basically the high production version of my current series that I already have right now. So I want to turn that into a show. And ultimately, bro, I've always like wanted to be like on Ink Master, That's always been like
that. Now you got your own shit.
Yeah, so it's like now, I'm working on my own shit. And I can't wait for that to drop, and I can't wait to share.
And is
with
it
you
going?
guys.
Where's it actually gonna? What platform is it gonna hit?
So Eva Longoria, her company is Macro. She's funding it. Macro, Eva's company, gets first dibs. They're gonna see the project.
Don't market it to whomever they decide.
If they pass on it, I have other people interested. I have a few contacts at Peacock. I have a few contacts at Zeus, and a few people that are ready.
Oh, man.
They're waiting for this project.
That is so dope.
Yeah, so I'm
you,
waiting for
dude.
this project. And the goal is I want to sell it as like a full series, like 10 episodes or whatever. And every episode, it's gonna showcase. It's basically the LA Inc. version of, or like a Chicano version of like Miami or LA Inc., New York Inc. A lot of those old shows that were around, it's kind of like a Chicano version of that, where we showcase like Southern California lifestyle with celebrities.
All these other tattoo shows have never really showcased our actual LA lifestyle, correct?
Mm-hmm. That's right.
And I don't just mean us as in brown people. I mean, like, they don't really show LA like that actually.
Yep.
Because what was the show that they had over there, like on Fountain and Sunset? Which tattoo shop was that?
Fountain and Sunset. Is it Black Ink Crew? I know they have.
Is that what it is?
Yeah. And bro, a lot of it, they don't even show tattoos. A lot of it's just like
internal drama. Are you gonna be pumping internal drama?
Hey, if it's
I work at No Jumper. I could help.
I know, right? I want to show like realness. I feel like that's another thing too. Is I try to be as genuine and show as real, because I feel like it took a long time for me to get there. Because in the beginning, I felt like I was trying to be what I thought people wanted me or what I should be, and I've learned that just be yourself. So a lot of the stuff that I do is just as raw and as real as it can be. Even when I have people in my content, like they're like, "Oh, I'm just be yourself, pretend the camera's not here." Like that's what we're going for, So yeah, that's definitely the vision for it. Have it be as real and authentic as possible.
That's amazing. How deep into production are you already?
It's been a long process. I say once we're waiting on part of the talent that's going to be on the pilot. So that's
so you haven't began filming the pilot yet? Yes and no.
Yes and no. Part of it. The main parts, we're just waiting on scheduling with the talent, and once that's done, we're gonna wrap it.
When you say talent, you mean guests?
The guests, yeah, because every episode's gonna be a different guest. It'll be a different artist or a different celebrity.
Don't hesitate to get one of the top fools on there, big.
Oh, definitely, yeah, we need that for sure.
I'm surprised the camera crew's right here. No, I'm just kidding. Hey, no, that's really, 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 really dope, and I hope that the people that you're waiting on get shit together. Gee, you're holding up homie's dream. Don't sleep on it.
Appreciate it.
But
hey, how did the relationship with you and Eva Longoria come about?
So it was through TikTok. So what happened is I'm a part of a group called Casa TikTok. So they're Hispanic creators. It's like a Hispanic creator program. And what happened is Macro approached TikTok, and they wanted to. This was during Latin Heritage Month, September. So they wanted to basically fund 10 creators, and I was one of the 10 picked amongst like 300 people.
Sick.
So they picked 10 creators, and one of them I was one of the ones that got picked, and so that's how that happened. Eva Longoria works closely with TikTok.
You're highly blessed. Ooh, I feel like you're highly blessed.
Oh, I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that.
Tight. Carry on though. What's going on with Eva though?
So no, with Eva, I mean, so that's how she's involved with TikTok and this project. And I recently got an invitation from her tequila company here, and we went to the Hot Cheetos premiere and things like that. And that's amazing because I go to a lot of these like.
Did you take your lady?
She couldn't go that day, but I do take her to a lot of events. So I take her to, the YouTube stuff or other
dope.
premieres and things like that.
Dope.
Of course, it's important to, get them involved,
You ever try to hit on Eva?
Hit on Eva? No, but I feel like that's the pass that I'd get though, You know how you have a celebrity pass? Like, yeah, that's the pass right there.
Does Eva ever flirt with you?
Not yet. But hey, but she'll, she's liked a few of my, messages, or even when we're on, there's like Zoom calls that we have, and yeah, we've had little exchanges.
Hi, Eva. How are you? You look great.
I know, for sure. Anything for Eva, man.
Damn, she's not Selena, fool.
Yeah.
Hey, I just want to know, what's one of your most proudest tattoos?
Proudest tattoos. A lot of the work that I've done on LaMelo Ball, like a lot of that work is some of my favorite tattoos. Some of the work on the Jello too, because the work on Jello I love because those are kind of the tattoos that I like to do. And he's got a lot of it. He's covered in my work. Say that again.
Which are what?
Which is sleeves, torsos, legs, like full back. He's got large scale tattoos that I've done. But I love LaMelo's tattoos because I feel like he's, he could be a potential future legend, you know,
Oh, of
in the
course.
NBA, right?
I think
could
he
see him
is,
going
right?
far, right? Like he's already achieving a lot. And not just that, like a lot of the tattoos there, I see those tattoos on like NBA 2K. So for me, it's like, bro, look, bro, I'm going to be gone. Those tattoos are in that game for life, you know? So those are the things that I'm chasing. bro.
Legacy again.
And those are your tattoos.
Those are my tattoos, yeah.
And do you get any kind of rights to them?
I don't get rights to them. I signed off on them. I just let them, bro.
You sign it.
I signed off on them. Yeah, even Kyle Kuzma, he did.
You didn't try to ask for a little mini bag?
Wait, so
Here's the deal.
They reach out then.
Yeah,
So
they
you-
reach out.
Mm.
For
They
sure.
got to clear the art.
Yeah, no, they have to clear the art. No, I mean, I could have, but for me, it's more about that's like short-term thinking. Like, I'd rather just let them take it. Like, for me, the relationship is worth more than the money that they would give me. So,
Is it safe to say that you've thought of potentially contacting them and saying, hey, I could give you guys a custom fucking tattoo pack for the creative player?
no, I haven't even thought about that.
That's
but
another 10%.
Great idea.
We're
Icon.
racking up them
yeah,
percents,
Yeah,
baby.
yeah,
I'm
yeah. That's a great idea.
Let's do 10 things. I'll
There we go.
100% of some shit. But nah, so that's amazing. So
yeah, but
go ahead.
Oh no, and one thing. What separates you from other tattoo artists?
what separates me from other tattoo artists is the way that I use the internet. I feel like the branding that I do, the marketing that I do, I like to step outside the box. I'm the type of person that, you know, I'll approach you first, you know. I've learned I used to be shy, you know. I used to not be as social and things like that, but I've learned that throughout the years. And not only that, just recording yourself, right? You get comfortable in front of being in front of a camera. So yeah, using the internet, I feel like I share a lot of things that people connect on. I think those things are what separates me from a lot of other people.
That's right. Speaking on being shy, what was it that kind of made you want to get out of your bubble?
I've always, even when I was a little kid, I always wanted to like act or be in front of a camera. So that was always something I wanted, you know. And in the beginning, you know, you think we all sound awkward. We all think we look weird on camera. So it's just something I've always wanted to do stuff with, you know, TV, film, cameras, things like that. So it's always been something that I've always wanted as long as I could remember.
That's right.
Yeah.
Who do you think pays out the most money out of all the platforms in your personal experience? Because my wife's gone like viral maybe 6 or 7 times, like real viral, like 1 million plus viral.
Nice.
And
TikTok doesn't pay much, bro.
I was gonna say,
They
like,
don't
what
pay
do we get?
anything.
Like $40, maybe.
Not much, man. Not much. I have friends that have like crazy amount of followers.
I mean,
and they're not
TikTok
even
shot
getting-
you the bag.
Yeah.
But view wise, kind of weak.
Yeah, it is. I would say Facebook was it for a while, but they just turned off their Reels bonus play, so you can't even get paid for that.
So I was
would say-
getting Reels bonus play from IG. That shit was slapping.
for sure. I had that too. I had some great months on there. I think right now it's YouTube. I'm focusing on YouTube. But what I tell people is, really, you're not going to make your money off of the views. You're going to make your money off of the brand deals, the sponsorships, you know, that come with that. So the campaigns. So that's where the real money's at, you know. They all, you know, working with TikTok, I've learned how to like charge brands, I didn't have a media kit before, you know, but things like that, you know, I've learned how to, you know, price things out, you know, and not everyone says yes, but every once in a while you might have a company that's got that budget, you know, like I quoted a Coca-Cola deal not too long ago and they passed on it, you know, but that's what I'm saying. Like the opportunities are coming and what's meant to be is meant to be.
I like it. That's just amazing that you're able to touch all of these possible situations, even if it's just possibly you were in the conversation. So
Yeah.
that's pretty amazing. What are aside from the dream project, what are we looking towards? What's next? What's the next big move for you?
Aside from the dream project, that's my biggest focus. Aside from that is definitely focusing on, you know, my YouTube stuff. I'm always working on content. So that's always part of my routine, part of my schedule. There are certain artists that, you know, I'd like to work with in the near future. You know, it's called a hit list because it was a real list
have
that I
a
created.
list, yes.
It was a real list. And, you know, I always talk about how throughout the years, I've gotten a lot of names off that list and I'm constantly adding new ones. So, you know, I'm constantly trying to, you know, work with new people. I just moved to Riverside. So I'm born and raised in Orange County. The goal is to open up a second location. So
In the Riv?
you know, yeah. Something out there, maybe downtown Riverside.
That'd
So,
be
yeah.
amazing.
Yeah. I think it'd be nice.
Pachuko dose. Damn.
But yeah, those are part of the plan. Also, I think I mentioned it to a few of you guys. I also want to start doing stuff outside of tattooing because I feel like it's one of those things that when you're a tattoo artist, certain brands, it's kind of hard to like. It's hard to categorize me, you know. So I feel like if I did more stuff outside of tattooing, I'd be a little bit more brand friendly and I'd get approached because I have friends that get all sorts of brand deals and I look at myself and it's like, well, yeah, you know, I have, which is cool. I love tequila, you know, but it's like more brands like that, Rockstar. Like I want other brands too, you know? So I'm also working on content outside of tattooing. So
I'm not mad at it.
Oh, yeah. But bro, like I said, I seen what you guys do. You know, shout out to the food community. I've been watching your stuff, so you know, I see what you guys are doing, and it's just it's like a winner circle. It's this network. You know what I mean? Network of people doing things, man. And you guys inspire me. You know, you guys inspire my guys at the shop. So you know, appreciate what you guys are doing too, bro.
We highly appreciate it.
I highly appreciate you.
Like we toasted earlier, the Brown Excellence.
Yeah.
That's right.
That show is highly cute. Talk to me about the content that you want to do outside of tattooing, if you can.
Sure, no, of course. Outside of tattooing, like I've had a few videos that have done well that are outside of tattooing, like just general, maybe like, you know, Latino, relatable Latino content, things like that. I share a lot of, like for example, like I love oldies, right? So I started this series where I do oldies dedications, like Art LeBeau. So it's like I'm bringing the old school to the new school, and I did that on TikTok, and no one was doing that. No one's doing that. So I have a number where people could call. They live their message. So I create videos where, you know, it's
hey, what's up?
Exactly.
This
and
is little Julie from East LA.
Exactly.
Shout out to the homie.
Yeah,
that's fucking
so it's like, you know,
brilliant.
Little things like that.
And rest
that
in peace, Art LeBeau.
Yeah,
but you could potentially fill that void.
Yeah, because I'd love to, like, bro. I want to thank you, bro. I mean, you know, I like I have an oldies playlist, right, bro? I have all these like rappers listening to, like, DJ from Blue Bloods Clan. I just had him not too long ago, and I was playing nothing but oldies, and they're like, he kept asking, "What's his song? What's his song?" And then so he's like writing the names, and it's like
I can't tell you, G, you can't sample these,
but they could be future samples that they could use in their music, you know, and it's like. So I share a lot of things that I love, and people again connect on those things, and the oldies dedication, that's something that I really love. Eventually, like I want to do like master of ceremony, like hosting, like bro, I would love to host like an oldies like event, like things like that.
Let me see if I can help you with that.
There we go. See?
I mean, I'm a co-host, fool. I'm gonna just bring your ass along.
Hell
you know
yeah. Hey, whatever you need, bro. Whatever you need, got you too.
That's amazing.
But you know, things like that.
Damn, that oldies dedication shit sounds crazy.
Yep.
I need to tap in.
Yeah. Drop I'll do a custom one for you, bro. I'll put it on there.
I'm not joking. I'll call in. I'll say some stupid shit too.
No, we need that.
Damn. Well, that's amazing. Is there anything you want to leave the people with before we clock out?
Yeah, 100%. Just want to, you know, a shout out to the team at Pachuko Tattoo, my family. I want to encourage everybody to chase your dreams. Anything is possible. Don't compare yourself to others. Get your 10,000 hours in, right? If you accomplish 10,000 hours in whatever it is that you do, I promise you, you're gonna reach that success. That's when your dreams start coming true. So anything is possible. Si se puede, and appreciate the love and support.
Thank you so much for having us. I'd like to say that after hearing your complete story, you're a very honorable person.
Hey, appreciate that, Icon.
That's amazing, and I hope all your dreams come true. No cap. I think a lot of them have, but your new aspirations,
we're just getting started, bro,
and the bigger goals you're trying to reach for, I hope it all happens.
Thank you, bro. Dog. Thank you. We're just getting started, man.
Absolutely.
Thank you, guys.
This has been a good, nice, positive interview on the food community. You know what I'm saying? You know, I ain't trying to give you too many of those, you know what I'm saying? But shout out to the homies' triumphant story. Behind the boards, we got my boy, Rich Homie Juan. We got the man, the myth, the legend right here, Herschel. And of course, I'm LA Icon. Thanks for watching, buckaroos.